Coffee with Ro.
Hi guys, welcome back to
Coffee with Ro.
And we're your hosts, Ro
And Jer.
and y'all.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. And we're doing good. Y'all seen us last week, so you're going to see us
Exactly.
again.
They definitely saw us last week.
And as you can see, we're glowing.
Very much glowing.
So we love skincare.
Very much good skincare.
We love skincare.
We love skincare. We're feeling good mentally.
Mentally,
Very
we
much.
love a good mental health.
Very good.
And we know someone that combine like both, right?
Yeah, very much combine both of like skincare and mental health.
Right.
And business.
Business, we love that. Have our own businesses.
Yeah,
we love that.
So that brings us to our guest today. I'm talking about incredible CEO, business, entrepreneurship.
Keep on going.
Our guest today is Mr. Tyris Manney.
Welcome to Coffee with Ro.
Welcome to
So
Coffee with
excited to
Ro.
be here. We've been trying to work on this for since January.
Yes, literally.
So
Period.
so
And now we're here.
it's happening. I'm happy. I'm
We're
excited.
happy to have you. So, Tyris, tell our audience about yourself.
So I'm Tyris Manney. It's like I like to tell people because people call me Tyris, but it's Tyris, and so I like to say it's like Miley Cyrus, but Miley Tyrus.
Okay.
It's kind of like we know her, so
Right.
can't get that wrong. And I am the CEO and the founder of Tyris Manney Beauty and A Moment for Mental Health, and I am blending skincare with mental health. So let's say you have a simple pimple, it makes you feel bad. I'm blending the two, and I'm letting you know that it's okay.
Yeah.
My hashtags and stuff is at Tyris Manney or Tyris Manney Beauty. My website is tyrismanneybeauty.com.
Yeah.
Make sure go support y'all.
Very much.
Not
I'll
playing.
be down here below.
Literally,
I'll
y'all
be
know.
down here soon. So we have a quick question. What's your zodiac?
Oh, Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn?
Okay.
Oh, you're a Capricorn. My sister's a Capricorn.
What's her birthday?
December 28th.
Oh, okay.
Ah, why you say okay?
Okay.
The December ones are different from the January ones.
Really?
We're,
Oh,
And
We're like-
I'm so sorry. I have to up that because my mom is a January Capricorn. Her birthday's January 15th.
okay.
So it's okay, period. I did
Mine's
shout
the
out.
8th. So
Okay.
yeah. We're just different. Like we're built different.
You are okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about March.
Similar to
That's
you,
half
but
it, yeah.
a little more hardworking, funny.
I'm gonna bring my sister on here. She gonna take it off there.
We love you, Michelle.
We love you, Michelle. So, Tyris, we're so excited to have you on, and we know you have so much insight to give us about entrepreneurship and just to give our audience. So, you mentioned that your business is a combine of skincare and mental health. So, what made you want to combine the two?
Well, first of all, I never knew I would start a business. So when I was a kid, I had really bad skin issues, but I didn't really notice it because everybody had it, and no one said anything to me. You know how you don't notice it because no one's saying anything. People still liked me. I still had friends. It wasn't anything bad. But as I got older, when I first went to college and when I started working and all that, I started to notice it getting worse because people around me were talking about it and was telling me about it. And then I'm not going to say I never noticed it, but it just wasn't a big issue in high school. It wasn't a big issue in elementary school.
Yeah.
And so as time progressed, about 2017, 2018, I went to a dermatologist, didn't really work. I tried every product, high end, low, it didn't work. But the way I combined the two was I noticed that my confidence, my self-esteem, and my overall mental well-being was shot because my skin was not really healthy at all, and I was really big. My weight was off, so it was just a lot going on. But the skin took a bigger toll on me, more than anything. And so I decided. I actually came across a YouTube video. Her name is Tara Lee, and she makes skincare products. And so I was like, wow, she's making them herself. And I started to learn from her. I bought all the stuff myself. I went to YouTube. I did books, Google, websites, and the whole 2019, I just formulated and just started testing on stuff, and that's how I did it. And I combined the two because I noticed once my skin started to heal, my confidence was better and all that. And then I also, so in 2019, also I had a suicide attempt because I was having different mental health issues and stuff like that. And so a part of my recovery was doing this. So
Okay. And that kind of ties into the next question. So you had this idea of mental health and skincare. So I want to hear more about the process of, okay, now I want to start my own business. I want to put this out to the public.
Yeah, so originally it was for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I was working at Buffalo Exchange over in Wicker Park when I was going through it. And so after my attempt and when I started to get everything together, my friend, her name is Z, she started to notice my skin was better.
Okay.
And she was like, well, can you make it for me? And I was like, well, girl, I didn't have a bottle for it or nothing. So I had to like buy like little plastic bottles and stuff from Dollar Tree, and I made it. I was so ghetto. And I made it for her. I didn't have a website or anything. I brought it to her. Her skin started to heal. Other people from my job started asking me to do the same thing. And then before I knew it, it was like my manager was asking me. And then it was like people was like messaging me, emailing me, was asking if they can come pick it up. And so they would pick it up when I got off work and stuff. And then I would be on the pull up, just like dropping it off to people.
Period.
And I was like, okay, let me just start a business. And so I started my website and got my LLC and did all that. So that was basically how the business started.
Right.
And from there, you know, that's when I combined the two, because my skin was looking nice and then people were buying it.
Right.
Yes.
And I just want to say, I love how you are saying, like, you know, I was going to Dollar
Yes.
Tree, starting off with the bottles.
It was
look.
Because I was about to say, we heard of, a drug dealer pull up. We talk about a skincare pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Careful up, and I
We're
love
the skincare
yes, I
plug.
love
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
period. We love
And I mean,
that.
Yeah.
I didn't have any money. I was just, well, I mean, I had money, but I had money to pay my bills. And
Yeah.
so I didn't even have the mindset to like start a business. I just wanted to get myself together.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know nothing about wholesaling,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I actually wish I would have, I'll show you a picture of like my very first bottles, labels, horrible. It was so bad.
Okay.
But I didn't know.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah.
We love that. Because
Yeah.
I want to say, your skin is glowing.
Literally.
Like, it's
Literally.
glowing. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, period.
We love
Make
that.
me look like, yo. I love that. Your skin is glowing. And everyone loves their skin, like, to glow.
Yeah.
And like, they love to, like, get products that make them feel good about
Mhm.
themselves.
yeah.
So, like, our next question is, how do you choose the ingredients to put in your products that will help
Yeah.
people feel good and, like, work on, like, their skin and things like that?
Yeah, I wanted to. So I looked at when I was first formulating it was I wanted products that were for all skin types, because like I didn't necessarily know my skin type at the time. So I chose ingredients that wouldn't clog your pores, wouldn't cause irritation, rash, or nothing like that. So all the ingredients anyone can use on their skin. So like you may have like some people may be allergic to like aloe vera or something like that, but that's rare. So I just chose products that were for all skin types, and that's my thing. That was just what I did, because I didn't want to have it too complicated, or this is for oily skin, or this is for like dry skin. I just wanted to be like, this is for everybody, regardless of what your skin type is. And so that's what.
We love that.
Okay, so yes, because my next, you literally be answering the question. I love that, because my next question was like, when you were thinking about like, the product, was it, okay, I want this, because I felt like it was times where I could not find different types of skincare for like my skin type, being like, Black people, we have different type of skin.
Yes.
So I was thinking, where my question was like, was these ideas in your mind like, I need this to be like a universal product that everyone can use it, and I like, you really touched base on that, or like I need to make sure my people got their skin like looking right, and so you could probably like dive like a little bit deeper into that.
Right. Honestly, because it was for me, I didn't think about any. I only thought about like, I just want products that work.
Yes.
And so once, like, I started out with 2 products, and I don't even sell those products anymore. It was a cleanser. It was a lavender face cleanser, and it was like a sugar scrub. And I would use Cetaphil. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
The moisturizer. That's what I would use as a moisturizer, and that worked for a while.
Yeah.
And then like once business started to pick up, I noticed that like I had to add preservatives to my products, and I had to, like, once I started to learn more, and so I started to reformulate, and I started just with the cleanser, which is sold out. I'm sorry, it's called Thank Me Later, and then the moisturizer Shea All Day, and I just started out with those 2 products. And so the same concept. I just wanted it to be like, I wanted the moisturizer to be really nice. I wanted it to be hydrating and last all day. I wanted the cleanser to be gentle, oil free, like nothing extra added in it, no fragrance, no anything, just like nice for all skin types.
Yeah.
And it just works.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then like apple juice, which is the serum, I had dark spots because I used to pick at my skin.
Yes.
Because like that was like a coping mechanism for anxiety. So like
Yes.
I pick at it. Some people pick at their hands,
Yeah.
some people tick, whatever, and that was my thing. I would just pick. And I used to take like sink water. This is so ghetto. Again, I was ghetto back then.
It's
I was
not ghetto,
young.
It's the start out. It's the hustle.
Yeah, you
Yes.
know, but I wasn't selling it like that. I would take like water from the sink, add it, like do half apple cider vinegar and like spray it on my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what if I formulated a product with apple cider vinegar in it? And that's how I formulated that. And then I used to love doing like clay masks and stuff like that. And so exfoliating my skin. And so I created my own clay mask. And so that's pretty much what it was. I mean, I wish I could have been like, I wanted it for this and that, but it was just like, shit, it's for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it worked out for other people too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly
Because
right.
you did, like you just mentioned, you did like kind of direct sales when like people saw that you're like was working on you, like your coworkers, like you pulling up. So yeah, so your first target audience kind of was like the people around you, like your friends.
Yeah.
Even my family too. I mean, but I remember it more so like with my coworkers because I was like literally on the pull up with them, dropping it off.
Yeah.
My manager didn't care. People would come to the job and like I would go downstairs and give,
Like, you know.
here you go. But like people would meet me after work on weekends or whenever I didn't work, I would like drop it off at their house or whatever. It was literally just like it was so crazy, but I don't regret it because that was what I knew.
Exactly.
You know, so.
You shouldn't regret it.
Literally.
Like look where you at.
Yeah.
You just say you have something sold out.
Right.
So it's like, you know, okay, period.
Yes. And speaking of sold out, because you're an entrepreneur, a hardworking entrepreneur. This man works. Like I can tell you firsthand, this man works. And you know, that takes a lot of hardship and discipline.
Oh yeah.
So has there ever been a time in your life of like being an entrepreneur and just having like your own business that you're like, I just want to throw in the towel, like I'm over this?
Girl.
We getting real. Did we?
Yes, out of 6 years, every year, it's been like that. Like
Really?
every single year, because when you start something from scratch, I was using my checks from working. I don't even know if I was full time when I started. I probably was full time a little bit after, but like I was a part-time worker. I'm literally using my own money. I'm learning everything on my own, and also the comparison part. Sometimes you see people that started with you and now they're like in other places and I'm not there.
Right.
And it's just like there were times where I didn't know how I was gonna. I remember a time where I was so like out of it because I priced my products at the wrong price. So they sold out, but I only had enough money to pay some people that I needed to pay. I barely had money to like re-up. I didn't have money to pay myself. And so I had to find a way to like get the money to like order new products, get the money to pay myself, get the money to just like survive and live and go to the next level. And it's so many different steps and so many different like challenges that you go through, like, and the higher you climb, the harder it gets. It's like, it's almost like, I look at it like each time I'm on a train and the train is just chugging and chugging and chugging. And I have to get, at some point, I have to get off that train and I have to jump off the train. And so when you jump off the train, you scratch yourself up a little bit. But when you get yourself back up, you're in a new place. But then life moves you back to the train and you got to just get off of it again, And so that's just how it is. And like, in general, in life, I just graduated and I was running my business and doing that. It's like a whole nother mountain, a whole nother train now. So it's always a time. It's always times when I just feel like giving up, but I've come too far to give up now.
Yeah,
and I have so many people depending on me now to where it's just like, I can't do that.
Right. And it was two things I want to touch on that you spoke on. I like how you spoke about like a lot of times when people are entrepreneurs or like just doing something for like a business, they compare themselves.
Yes.
And I like that you said like just because you start with someone don't mean you're gonna finish with them. Like kind of like
or you won't be where they are.
Or you won't be where they are.
Or,
and that's,
in a different place. Or you may be in a better place. And even like people that I've started with or may not even know them, but we kind of started around the same time. I've had really big blessings that is considered bigger than them, and they've had bigger blessings, And sometimes it's just like you're like 2 weeks away from your big blessing,
right?
Or you're like a day away. And so I stopped comparing myself a long time ago because I was like, this is like last year was a brilliant year for me, and I was like, you know what? No more. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Period.
And I love that mindset of having like, okay, this might just happen to this person, but little do you know, in next month it might be
it's gonna happen
thing.
for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like this is really for like people who are haters.
Yeah.
It's like really, it's like don't really like be a type of person who's like wishing down upon like someone's career. Or
and
something.
you can compare yourself to people and not be a hater though.
Exactly.
You can be like, well, damn, I would have done really well with that, or I just wish I had it, or you can just be like out of it and not really just fucked up. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You could just be in a fucked up place and just like wish you was in a different place.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're not happy for the next person.
Exactly.
But it's just like, man, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
You know.
And then
Yeah.
there's also like a such thing as like
Absolutely.
friendly competition.
Yes.
Like, yes,
Yes.
like I'm being I
Yes.
feel like it's good to have like competition, like friendly competition. Like, you know, like, oh, you got that over me this time. But it's like
Yes.
we're in the same business, we're doing the same thing, but like we're friendly about it. Like, you don't have to sabotage people, because I feel like
Yes.
a lot of people with like brands and just different like
Yes.
companies, they try to sabotage one another, and it's just like, why are you throwing shade at me?
Yeah, we're both like kind of like either both in the business industry or
Yes.
both producing like a product. Like I feel like it should be like a uplifting type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, and another thing too, I think you just have to know yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I am one of the most resilient people that I
Yes.
personally
Period.
know.
That's
You
true.
know, like I am a hard worker. I'm very creative.
Mhm.
I'm very beautiful. My weight keeps going up and down. There's someone working with my therapist, because it's
perfect,
like,
period.
girl, I'll be eating, then I don't be, you know. But like overall, I just know that like I'm the shit, you know.
Yes.
And it's like I am that, and
Yes.
so there's
Period.
nothing that will take me off my game, because like
Love
I'm
that.
unique, just like everyone else, you know. And
Yes.
I'm not saying that the next person isn't, but it's like all that I bring to the table is good for the world, and that's all I got to worry about,
Mhm.
you know, and just
But
be
you
happy
keep
for
doing
other
it,
people.
right.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then you also mentioned you just graduated, period, big
Yeah.
degrees,
Love
period,
it.
big
Yeah.
degrees.
Yes, love
So
that.
like the
Congrats.
balance of being in school, like still trying to like focus on your education and running your own business, like
Yeah.
how was that process? Like,
Yeah.
And I
how
had
did
a
you do your
4.0.
homework?
Yeah.
And I graduated with 4.0. Let's say
Yes,
that,
period,
you know.
4.0.
We love that
Let's say
black
that,
excellence.
Black excellence, for real.
Yes, it was no sleep.
Mhm.
No sleep at all.
Yeah.
There was no weekends. You know, if people was like, you know, when they would hit me up like, can we go out at night? You know,
Yeah.
nothing during the
Yeah.
day.
Right.
But I always said like, I never like put one above the other. They both were just really, really important to me. I would talk to all my professors, because I traveled all last year. I went to
Yes.
Colorado. I went to New Mexico. I went to Palm Springs. I went to New
Nice.
Hampshire. I went to Boston. I went so many
Nice.
different places. And I was always talking to my professors, letting them know like, I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks, but I promise I'm going to do the work. And they were
Yeah.
always cool with it. But
Nice.
I just had the mindset that like, I'm going to ship my orders out. I'm going to make sure I have products. I'm going to make sure that the financial stuff was like together all in one day. And if I have to stay up late at night until 3 a.m, I'm going to stay up and do my homework.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get back up at 7, walk my dogs, feed them, shower, brush my teeth, wash my face, get my ass to class,
Yeah.
do what I have to do. It was just like, I'm just going to do it because I chose to do it. And I know that it's going to take me to the next level. And that's just that.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I just.
But it
literally-
wasn't that
yeah.
easy now. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it was just like, oh, okay. But like, there were days where I crashed out, but like,
No,
I
yeah.
found my
we
way
gotta be
back.
needing a little
Yeah.
crash out.
Yeah.
We all need a little crash out, and that's also like, priorities, and
Yes.
like you really putting your energy into, because school is important.
Yes.
Yes.
Very.
First of all, having your own business is important as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like I like how you said like they both balance each other. You never put one over the other.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like amazing, because it's just like some people I know they have businesses, they have like but it's like something lacking, like as in like
But that is another thing. Something's always going to be lacking. That's for sure. Because you're not like, no business is perfect.
Yeah.
The biggest businesses, is they crash. They it is what it is. Something is always going to be lacking, but you just have to like make sure that you just keep getting better. Just keep trying. Another thing too, I think my support system is like incredible.
that.
Yes.
I always have somebody I can call when I'm feeling out of it. I'm always around people
Yeah.
that lift me up. And I'm one of those people, when I'm down, I'm down. Like
Yeah.
I'm out of it. So the people around me, they know.
Yeah.
So if I'm quiet, if I'm not talking, if I'm like, and I'm a crier, I will cry in a heartbeat.
Okay.
You'll know when there's something wrong with me. They always just come through. They'll take me out. They'll
Mm-hmm.
help me if they can. And so you just gotta go. Just go for
Yes.
it. Like
Yes.
try to do it. It's not gonna be perfect. There were days I was in class. You probably didn't even know. I was like stressed out, sad, but I just had to. It's like this is life.
This
You
is
gotta get
life.
yourself together. You chose to do it, so
yes, you got to get yourself together, pick yourself back up, period. 'Cause
And
you
I-
you're not the only one.
yes. And I love how you mentioned like support systems and all of that, because I just graduated from college as well. So it was like, if I didn't have the people that like I had, like friends and family, like I don't know like how I would have made it,
would've made it,
child.
yes.
So it's like, yes, because, and then knowing that like you were handling like a business, and it was, child, I was an RA and I was stressed out.
Yeah.
So it's like, period.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, yes, I love
like
that.
my mom is my biggest support system. She is so
love
proud of me.
that.
She always calls me. If I needed anything, she'll do it. And
Yes.
so I'm always just
moms.
like,
shout out to your mom.
yeah,
period.
shout out to her and
Yes.
everyone around me. Like they're always just they expect excellence from me, so I have to give it to them.
Yes.
I
You
love
know,
that.
so,
I love
yeah.
that.
So speaking of support,
Yes.
so we're doing a little research.
Okay.
We
Indeed.
found out that you are a member of the LGBTQ
Uh-huh.
Chamber of Commerce. So,
Yes, and the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. So
period.
Love that. I love
yeah,
that.
Period.
of Illinois. I'm sorry, the LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce of Illinois, and then the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of the United States. So yeah, it's two different ones. But
Okay, Phil, you heard that?
Right.
Literally.
yeah,
Period. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Literally. Don't play. Don't.
yeah,
So please don't play.
And it's hearing that and being like, proud gay man,
Yeah.
love that. Same support here, same one here. And being that we're black,
Yeah.
we're gay. We have a lot
going on,
Yes, a
yeah.
lot going on.
a lot to carry.
A lot to carry.
Yeah.
And in different type of industries, having your own business, in different types, some people might not want to work. And this might just getting a little real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But some people, might not want to work with us
yeah,
because of our sexuality, our race. So, even like when you were starting your business and knowing that, I'm proud of who I am, and it's like period, because we all should be.
yeah.
Do you, or have it ever been like a type of fear that came over you, like, maybe I'm gonna have this business meeting, but then, me coming in there with my fashion or with just my type of personality, my energy, like, is that gonna like stray them away? Because like I have experienced that, like, a person can love me through email, but then I meet them in person, they see like my personality, how I am, a
Yeah.
little feminine, and it's like,
Let's dial it down.
yeah. So it's like, is that something like, do you ever fear?
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, like I said, I traveled, I think I probably went to 10 places last year. And I was around more like white men, white straight men, white gay men, which can be in the same category because
Yeah.
they got it. They got the
Right.
money, they got all that. And
Right.
so it's always that I have piercings on my face.
Right.
I don't wear a suit every single day. I dress the way I want to dress.
Exactly.
It's always that like when I did I went to Palm Springs for the NGLCC, which is the Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, their national conference, and I pitched my business in front of 300 people. That's originally why I went, because I was a part of their pitching competition. Right after the pitching competition, it's like a business mixer where it's like different businesses and like you get to meet other people, and because it's all business. That's
Right.
that's what it is. It's all entrepreneurs. And so I was the only black person that pitched. I was the only male. The other contestants were like lesbian,
Yeah.
but still white women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
however they identify. They were white in general. The second I went into the mixer, because I was just gonna go back to my hotel because like the energy is so thick that I just felt like I needed to leave. But I'm
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
like one of those people that understand networking will get you in places that like,
Yes.
it will get you far. And so I was like,
Yes.
I'm going to go in there. And there were so many like white men that were trying to like size me up about my numbers, because you have to say all that when you
Really?
pitch.
Oh, okay.
You have to tell them your numbers. You have to tell them like, because they're going to ask you. If you don't say
Yeah.
it in your presentation, they're going to ask you. Say what you're going to, you have to tell them what you're going to do with the money, all that. So you got to
Yeah.
put all your business out there. And
Yeah.
so they were like sizing me up about it and telling me that like, I think that's impossible and all that. And so, but you
Wow.
just have to stand your ground, because they're not smarter than you.
Exactly.
They're not like better than you. They just may have, more opportunities. And I met a Hispanic guy. He's still my friend there. And he was like, I just like, you give me the confidence to do it, because like they also were trying to size him up.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're in the same position. They're going to look at you like you don't deserve it. They probably look at us like we're supposed to work for them. But in reality, it's not that way. And so I think, damn, I'm going a long way with it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Like,
My
you're
brain
being-
is like everywhere.
No, this you being honest and like transparent.
Yeah, and so I just think that like it's always gonna happen. You just have to like stand your ground. Don't feel less than. Wear what you're gonna wear. Do what you're gonna do. If it don't work out for you, then it just don't work out.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer that like if something is for you, it won't miss you. It may be hard to get it, but it won't miss you. But if it's not for you, then it's just not for you. But I think we as Black gay men or people of color in general just have to know, whenever we step into the room, we belong there.
Yes.
If anybody, and I always tell myself, like my ancestors fought as a Black
Yes.
American. It's been bought, it's been paid for. And so
Yes.
I'm going to get what I need to get. And also, when you think about it, who can tell you that you don't belong?
Who could
There's
tell me I don't
nobody
belong
that-
in this room?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, nobody can tell you that you don't belong. Nobody can tell you that you're not creative enough. Nobody can tell you that your business isn't worth fighting for.
Exactly.
And so I'm going to always fight for myself.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I can see you always had this resilient mindset.
Yeah.
And it's like, love that, keep that.
Yeah.
And it's like, because a lot of people, it's not really there. You know, they would have get intimidated and like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to my hotel room.
Yeah.
And that even though that thought came through your mind, just shows like, you know, you're still human.
You got to push for.
Yeah.
You
You
got to
have to
push
push
yourself.
forward.
Like it's never going to be easy, but you have to be the one that push yourself. And I always will say this. Like, I think my family, they're like the cheerleaders of me because like they, as a kid, they knew I was getting bullied for being gay. They knew I was being bullied for whatever I was being bullied for. And they always just made me feel like I was the greatest person in the world. So although I have insecurities and although like I have my times where I'm like, I don't know, I always go back to them because they would do anything for me. And they always made me feel like you're not less than, you are smart, all those things.
Yeah.
And so not everyone has that. And so you go in the world and you're carrying so much on you because you don't know that you are brilliant. You don't know that you're beautiful. You don't know that you're smart.
Yeah.
And so I have to thank them,
Yeah.
you know.
Love that.
So
And I like how you said, like, you belong there. When you in that
Yes.
room,
Yeah.
you belong there.
I made it there. Like
Yes.
the work
you
Yes.
that I
literally
did,
made it there.
I did all the work and I made it there. No one gave it to me. It was no handouts. I've worked my ass off. At that time, it was 5 years because it's coming up on 6. And I did all the work to get there. And so you're not going to tell me that I don't belong there. Period.
Period.
Yeah,
Just
'cause
like
you're
that.
not. And speak of people telling you things
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So with having like a business and you have a skincare line, you're in beauty.
Yeah.
So it comes with feedback, you know. So how do you deal with negative like customers, or if you ever had like a negative customers or like people that have criticized you
Yeah.
for your business?
I always take criticism. You got to look at it in 2 ways. Some people are really trying to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was on WG and Spotlight Chicago last year, I got an email from a lady that gave me a critique on my website. She was totally right, and I fixed it. That was her giving me real information. She was not
Right.
She wasn't mean about it, but it was needed. But then there's some people that try to give you criticism because they want to put you down and they want to hurt you and they want you to, throw you off your game. And I think it takes you being not only honest with them, but honest with yourself. Like if someone says to you, you're lazy, maybe you are lazy.
Yeah.
And so maybe take that as like, okay, they're actually trying to help me because I'm fucking lazy. Like, that's what it is. But if someone is telling you something and you know that it's like a dig at you, then you have to be the one to say, you know what, I'm still okay. Like, thank you, but I'm still okay. But I love the feedback though. I really do.
Yeah.
I take it and I use it because I'm like I said, I'm not a hater, and I don't go around thinking everybody's hating on me.
Yeah.
And I always look at it like, how can I improve? And a lot of the feedback that I've gotten that I may have thought was like shade actually came up again.
Really?
And it's like maybe they weren't shading me. So
Right.
you always have to just, as you grow, you just have
Right.
to look at it like, okay, let me just work on it. Put
Yeah.
some time aside, put it in the back of my mind, and maybe I should work on that.
Yeah.
And if it's something about my business, I'm always gonna take it. 'Cause,
Right.
like if
Right.
they're buying from me, you're right.
Right.
You're right. But if it's like something personal, I'm always gonna like take a second guess at it or whatever. But business wise, it's like if you give me a critique, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it together.
Because
no excuse.
Yeah, like I mentioned, like I just graduated, and I have my degree in English education, so teacher, and so before you graduate, you got to do like student teaching, and I'm student teacher, and they always are giving you feedback, like your co-teacher always giving you feedback, and I always sat there like, please tell me because you're like making me a better teacher.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't be super in like the same you can't be super defensive.
No.
Yes.
If what they're saying, because one, it might be true.
might
Like maybe you did
9 times out
forget
of 10
this.
it is.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, and then it's also knowing the importance, like knowing that like this person is like truly trying to help you
Yeah.
in what you're doing, because there is those people that's knocking you down, and you can clock it too.
Yeah.
Like you know who they are. But it's like really, I think like what I took away from what you just said is like literally not being like defensive and by these critiques. Yeah.
And just accept it. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
like you don't have to take it in. You don't have to internalize it. Like I said, I will say anything that anybody give me a critique on my business, I'm going to take it because I don't want it to fall. I've worked too hard.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that people give you on yourself, you get to choose. Do I want to, because like if someone gives you a critique about yourself, if you accept it and you change, that's a whole nother road that you have to go down, and it may lead you somewhere that you don't want to go. So you as a human and as an adult, you have to decide, do I want to do that? Is that the type of person that I want to be? And you know you more than anybody else. That's why I said if somebody said you're lazy, if somebody said you're mean, you know if you're mean, you know if you're lazy, you know.
Right.
And so maybe that is the door for you to say, you know what, I'm going to change, or maybe not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you have to also look at your intentions. Is it my intention to be mean to you, or am I just hurting? You know, whatever the case is.
Right.
So you just have to be the decision maker on what it is that you're going to accept, but you should accept it in a really positive way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we'll go off on somebody. You know, people go off on people for criticism and critiques because some people really don't mean it like that.
Yes.
And I had to learn that. I'm gonna be honest. A few years back, I did get a critique, and I'm better now with taking critiques. I'm better now. She's working on it. But, like, I don't know. I just always feel like people are coming for me. And I feel like I have to get out of that mindset. Because actually, the critique they gave me during the time, I'm like, I'm not listening to that. Because it's just like, you know, I'm going to keep the video up there.
Yeah.
But years later, watched it, heard it, and was like, oh, this is horrible.
You was right.
Yeah, you were actually right. So
right.
I apologize.
Yeah. You know, something else I've learned, because I meditate a lot. I do a lot of sound bathing. I do a lot of time to myself early in the morning.
Ooh, I love that.
The energy you carry, so if you have that energy that, what did you say? Like,
I was
people
like,
always
people coming for me. Yes.
Yeah, they are, because that's what you think. So you're carrying that around. But if you carry that, like, mindset that, like, you live in a friendly world and you have friendly people around you, and I'm not saying you won't encounter bad people. You know, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But, like, you'll receive more good than you do bad. So I don't take it as negative. And therefore, good feedback comes back to me. Good things continue to come back to me. And so don't hold it in. And, you know, I think when you have that mindset, and look at me critiquing you, I'm sorry. When you have the mindset of, like, everyone is out to get me, it's almost like you're pushing people away.
Yeah.
So you don't want to push people away from, you don't want to, you're sabotaging yourself. You don't want to push yourself away. And so just accept what you want and let go what you don't.
Let go.
And know that everything is love. Like, everything is going to always be love.
Yes, and I love that, and thank you. I accept your critique. I'm not gonna yell at you.
I'm not a hater.
No, I know you're not. See, because we've had conversations. Because I'd be like, I'd be so, like, close up to people.
And I look at you as a sister. I mean, I know we just met this year.
Yes.
I really connect, and I told you that.
Yes.
Like, I really connect with you.
Yes, we did. I'm just like, oh my God, I love her so. But speaking of that, because I was gonna ask the question. With having, like, your own business and be an entrepreneur, and, like, you're getting all these accolades, and, like, you're just doing achievements. How do you navigate, like, friendships of having, like, someone who wants to be my friend genuinely is someone who just wants to be my friend because to benefit from it?
Yeah.
As a Capricorn, fellow member of that community, I don't really fuck with a lot of people anyway. So, it's not hard. It's really not hard. You know, it's like I'm really a loner. If you know me, you know, like I said, I have a good support system. I have a lot of people around me. On a day-to-day, I like being by myself. I travel by myself. I tell anybody, you know, I'm in a relationship and people are like, how you do that? It's the best thing in the world. And so I enjoy my own company. So it's like, the people I hang around them. And the people I don't. You know, it's really not, and it's no beef. It's just like, I like being by myself more anyway. So it's never hard because I'm probably not going to, you know, I don't know. I did tell myself that, like, I can spot a hard worker. And so, you know, like, I love people that work hard. I love creative people. And so I find my tribe. But, like, Monday through Friday, I kind of like to just be by myself.
Yeah.
I like myself by myself. And so when people come in and stuff like that, I can be friendly and I can be, you know, nice and stuff like that. But, like, I just like my own energy.
Like, no. Because you don't want nobody coming up.
It's not hard.
Messing up your peace.
You have good energy. Like, you have
you do.
y'all don't understand. Like, when we first met, I'm literally like, the energy, like, we connected. It was like, oh, I love your energy. It's so, like,
it's very irradiating. It's very,
like,
but I think it's because, like I said, I like to be by myself, and I can be by myself. And, you know, there's a quote that says, or a couple things, but they were saying, like, how could you want people to be around you when you don't even want to be around you? And also, it's a guy, his name is Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's like he owns a spiritual center called Agape in LA. I haven't been, but when I go to LA, I told myself if I'm there for the weekend, I'm gonna go on a Sunday. And he said that, like, you have to like yourself by yourself. If you don't like yourself by yourself, then you're either pulling on someone or something to make you happy.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna be pulling on people to come towards me because I like myself, and I'm also just not gonna allow anybody in my space because I, you know, I like myself. So it's when people, I don't know how to distinguish. I don't know. I just know that, like, shit, if you are, then we'll figure it out later, you know.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Okay, period. So my next question is, it's a bit of like reflecting a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So you mentioned that 6 years that you
Yeah.
have your business. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Period. Shout out. Okay.
Thank you.
And so I want to know, like, where do you see your business? And I know you probably been asked this question before.
Yeah.
You know, but where do you see your business, or where do you want your business to be in the next 5 years, in the
Yeah.
next few years? You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's changed so much. You know, I originally, when people would ask me, like last year, I would be like, you know, I just want my products in stores.
Yeah.
And now that like they are in stores,
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta set up. I have to do something else. Like I
Yes,
gotta
What's
raise the
next?
bar.
Yes. What's next? Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my friends. I think she's made like $85 million. She has a clothing brand, and she's a
Period.
Black woman.
Period.
And she said, you know, why don't you just like aim to be like, she posed a question like, you got to go higher. Like she
Yes.
told me like, you got to go higher.
Yeah.
And so I was actually just watching the Martha Stewart documentary on Netflix.
Okay.
And so overall for my life, I kind of see myself as like the Martha Stewart of me, you know.
Okay.
She formulated, you know, billions of dollars. She was like, you know, she had an IPO, all that. And so I basically just see my business in like the next 5 to 8 years as one of the, you know, a $1 billion company.
And it will be.
And
it
I
will.
see it, you know, all over the world.
Yeah.
I see it as one of those companies that has such a large share in that space that it's
Yeah.
hard to knock me off.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I mean, I'll figure a way out. I just think that if I can have the mindset, if I can see it, it'll happen. But just overall for my life, I just see myself like in so many different spaces as far as like business and television, writing, and just like having this whole entourage of things that I love. You know,
Yeah.
I want to have for Tyris Manney Beauty, because I use so many different products on my skin, on my face. I want to have like everything I need. So
Yeah.
I have skincare, I want to have hair care, I want to have body care. I am
Okay.
very like, I dog proof. I have 2 dogs, so I dog proof my house, so nothing is really bad that I think is bad. So I want to have like my own cleaning products that I approve of, laundry detergent, pillows. Like I just want it
Right.
to be like Martha Stewart has everything. I want to have like everything for me, and you know, everything just starts with me. So I want to have everything that I love out in the public and make
And you know, I love that because, you know, they always say, like, don't plan your life because things might happen.
Yeah.
But manifestation
yeah,
is different than planning, I feel like, because, you know, when we was younger, you know, we thought about things that we wanted to do, and we are achieving. Like, I wanted to go to college, I wanted to
Yeah.
graduate, and that was, you know, when I was saying these things when I was younger, and it's like, yes, I'm planning, but also it's like it was a mindset. So
Yeah.
now you know, like, okay, I want to do this. So now this things that you are thinking
Yeah.
about, like, you know, when you are, you know, growing your business. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's really important, be in anything, but, you know, definitely like where you at, you know, you have 6 years under your belt, is that you're going to have 6 more, then 6 more, not only with just this product, but with different types
More
of
stuff,
products.
yeah.
So I
Yes.
love that.
yeah.
I love that.
And I think that also too, because I know you mentioned don't plan your life, manifest it. I think meditation helps with that because you're able to kind of like hear and get information that you wouldn't get if you don't.
Yeah.
And so Michael Bernard Beckwith, also
Yes.
the one I mentioned, he does this thing called life visioning.
Okay.
And so you can vision your life the way you want it to go, but when you meditate, you can also allow what they call spirit or soul to send you that.
Yes.
And so if you allow life to send you the vision for your life, then you'll manifest it as long as you know it and you work towards it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what I.
Indeed.
love that. I
Yes,
love that.
Indeed. Yes.
So our next question is, so with only your own, you know, like I said, you have a lot of achievements. What has been like one of like your proudest moments?
That's tough. What has been my proudest moment? I think my proudest moment was actually last month
Okay.
when I graduated college.
Yes.
Then that morning I was on WGN Chicago Today.
Period.
And I had to rush to my graduation. And I think
That's-
that was like
That's tea.
probably the proudest moment because like my whole family was in town. They were all watching it at my grandparents' house.
Yes.
And it was, they all, you know, came to my graduation
Right.
and it was just such a great, like, wow, you know,
Celebratory moment.
yeah,
Like,
2 of the
that's
biggest
amazing.
things, you know, happened in the same day. So
Then now they're watching you on, you know, WGN. Now they walk you across the stage.
yeah, it was
That's
like
so
a big,
amazing.
it was a big thing. It was really great. I
That's
just
so
thought it was
good.
like, I felt like I had the best life that day.
No, yeah, no, that was literally your day for real.
Yes,
Like that was
yeah.
your day. You know what? I love that, and we have talked about so much, highs and lows, all of this. So our final question has to be: what advice will you give someone who's about to start a business, who wants to start a business, who are thinking, in this process, starting like just like how you was?
Yeah. I won't give one thing. It's a couple things because it's a lot that it's so much I've learned.
Yeah.
The first thing I would say is do your taxes.
Yes.
Do your taxes because, the first couple of years I didn't and I paid for it.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I didn't know. It is what it is.
Right.
Do your taxes. Make sure you have an LLC. Make sure like all of your, that's the same thing. Make sure everything legal is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's usually the hardest thing that you can do. It's usually the longest process. But once you get there, you get there. So just make sure all your ducks are in a row so that like Uncle Sam is knocking on your door.
Right.
And you have to pay a bigger price than you would if you would have just did the right thing the first time.
Right.
I would also say have a vision. And we just talked about life visioning. Where do you want to go? Continue to ask yourself like, why am I doing this? Because like if you can hold on to why you're doing something, you'll keep going.
Yeah.
Like, when I went and got my education, I said, I'm going to finish my education because I want a better life.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep going with this business because people are supporting me. I love it. I'm inspiring people. So I got to keep going, and then just love yourself throughout the process because like you make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
And you have to have compassion. You have to have love for yourself. You have to stop comparing yourself. You have to know that like all the mistakes that you make and all the things that happen so that you can get to the next level.
Exactly.
And just like try your best to enjoy the journey while you're on the journey. Don't think you're going to be happy when you get there because you don't know if you're going to be happy because things are going to come up all the time. Life happens all the time.
Life.
So if you can find a way to like just enjoy yourself while you're in it, while you're in it, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And you got to learn from your mistakes and learn from like all the hard times.
Yes.
So if you came through something, you'll get through something else.
Yeah.
So
Love
I
that.
think
I love that
that's what I
too
do.
because I definitely agree. You learn from your hard times.
You learn.
Yes,
You
that's
do.
why a lot of people be like, when I was struggling and when I was hustling, that was what got me here.
Yeah.
It's like, right, look at you now.
Right.
Exactly.
Puts that pressure. Like I said, you got to hop off that train.
Yes.
The pressure is the train. It's like chugga, chugga, chugga. You got to jump off. And when you jump off, you get scratched up and
All
scuffled.
of that.
And it take you a couple days, couple months, couple years
But you
to get
heal.
up. But when you get up and you keep moving forward, you'll be like, okay, I'm glad that train threw me off. Like
I'm good.
glad,
Like,
yeah.
yes.
And what I will say, the higher I go, I swear, the higher I go, the harder it is to keep going. It's like you're carrying the mountain, and it's each time it gets harder and harder.
No, yeah, that's real.
But I just keep going. You got to just keep going.
Gotta keep going.
You gotta keep going. Move on up.
I'm really like,
Right.
okay.
Yes.
No, yeah. Hope y'all was listening. Take that
Please
advice, please.
take notes. Take the advice because I want to say thank you
Yes.
for being
Yes.
on Coffee with Ro.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for just being gracious. Giving us knowledge, putting us to the test.
No, yes.
Thank you all for watching.
Of course.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it
Yeah.
is.
So
What time is it? I don't
Tyra, you have.
What time is it?
we ain't trying to scare you, but you have to do the Coffee with Ro.
All our
Do I got to
guests.
do it by myself?
Yes.
Oh, girl, I can't sing. Okay, but I'll do it for you.
I'll count you down. You ready?
Okay, go.
1, 2, 3.
Coffee with Ro.
We love that. We love that.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching, but remember to what?
Like, comment, and please subscribe, y'all.
and follow all of our socials. It's below.
Literally.
And as always, be safe and stay healthy. Bye.
Bye.
Coffee with Ro.